Every year, floods destroy lives and property across Ghana. But this year, the National Disaster Management Organization NADMO says it is taking no chances. As the rains begin, the message is clear. Prevention pays.
During when the storm is on and people are running for their lives, you want to bring health service personnel.
Charlotte Norman is the Director for Climate Change Adaptation and Disaster Risk Reduction at NADMO.
I think it's important that we do simulation exercise, because without simulations, it's going to be very difficult to identify the gaps in the system. In terms of collaboration, in terms of coordination, simulations bring these out. Sometimes if you're not doing a simulation and the real issue happens, you would think that you know what to do, but then everybody is there, the stakeholders are all there, and you don't know who to take what action.
Flood-prone areas like Kwabre East and Asokore Mampong municipalities have been identified as high-risk zones in Greater Kumasi. In 2024 alone, Kwabre East recorded 17 disaster cases.
Last year, for instance, we have about 17 disaster cases comprising of fire disasters, commercial disasters, and then collapsing of buildings and what have you. And we have about number of children who are also displaced, and then some houses which are also displaced.
But this year, NADMO is turning response into readiness. For Charlotte Norman and her team, it is not just about reacting when disaster strikes, but about making sure every actor knows their role before the first drop of rain.
I see that in all your delivery, you spoke about what you want to do, etc., etc., but you didn't give specific time. Remember, we have only 48 hours for the disaster to possibly strike. And so you have to set timelines. The communication that you are giving, how long is that going to be? You know, how long is it going to take you to meet somebody, MC or NADMO, whatever it is? Just give timelines so that you know that, because it can happen that the whole day, you look, this person is not in, this one, before you finish that, 24 hours is gone.
The training brings together all critical agencies, NADMO, National Fire Service, Police, Health, and local authorities, preparing them to respond quickly and save lives. Dr. Salakseni is a facilitator from Waskal.
So this, the training is down to the district level, and it has to link up with the national standard operating protocols, and in the end, the districts as a community, they should be able to reduce as much as possible the negative impacts of flood hazards, but at the same time be able also to help get information from the district level going up to feed into the national system. And this is the only way we can reduce casualties, damages and losses that may be around disasters, especially flood disasters.
Beyond the drills, the goal is to inform residents, especially those in flood-prone communities, about how to protect themselves, respond to warnings, and reduce panic during heavy rains. Flooding in Ghana's urban areas is often caused by a mix of direct and indirect factors. Prolonged rainfall, especially in areas with a lot of concrete and no drainage, is a major trigger, but unplanned development and construction on waterways only make the problem worse. That is why efforts like the training are important, not just for response, but for prevention.
Those who are in the communities, you have to understand what is in your contingency plan. It's not only for the technocrats. Everybody should know, because there's a role for the community there. After all, when a disaster strikes, it's the community people who are there first. They are the first respondents. So they also should know what they should do. You should know that if somebody is drowning, you don't quickly, because the person is your cousin, or because you think you are the macho man in the area, run inside the river and try to save that person. No, you will get drowned as well.
If you look properly into what we have been doing so far, is kind of give and take. So we'll be able to see where are the the weaknesses, and then we draw our attention to them and then readjust, make recommendations. Some of the recommendations may not be only implemented at the district level, but they can go all the way to the regional scale, but also to the national level. So at the end of the day, we will have a strong contingency plan for each of the districts. We will have enough framework, a strong framework that will also feed into the national system, and that helps a lot into reducing the casualties and loss and damages around.
Participants of the training, Abina Sewa and Elsie Kusi Apia, share their insight.
I work with the Department of Social Welfare. We had our own framework as regards to child protection, family protection during crisis situations. But this is the first time I have had such an engagement with NADMO. We had personnel from the various security agencies, and sitting on one table and actually deciding how we would go about emergency situations, disasters within this municipality. I found this very insightful.
It's been an eye-opener. So now I know all the flood-prone areas in Kwabre East municipality, and I also know the safe havens in case there is a flood disaster where people should be moved to, such as clinics, schools, churches, mosques, and the rest.
NADMO says it is committed to reducing disasters and saving lives in 2025 and beyond. With the rainy season already underway, the time, the organization says, to act is now, because in the face of disaster, prevention really does pay. A report by Mohammed-Nurudeen.